Torah already spoke of it. A secret whispered on the walls of Jerusalem. What I'm about to show you has been sealed for 1,000 years.
The Hidden Torah.
What I'm about to show you has been sealed for 1,000 years. A secret whispered through the walls of Jerusalem, hidden between stones, silences, and a gate no one dares to open. This is not just a physical gate, it's a code, a prophetic seal locked right before the world's eyes, and almost no one noticed. The Torah already spoke of it. The prophet Ezekiel wrote it clearly. This gate shall remain shut. It shall not be opened, and no one shall enter by it, because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered by it. Therefore it shall remain shut. Ezekiel 44:2. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a spiritual decree, a mystery still pulsing within the gates of Jerusalem's east wall. Rashi teaches that this verse refers to the gate reserved for the Messiah, Ben David, a place already touched by divine presence, meaning no ordinary man may pass through. The Zohar hints that the gate is not just sealed on the outside, but from within, because there is a set time for its opening, and a chosen soul who holds the key. Today, the Golden Gate is sealed with stone, surrounded by a cemetery, and ignored by thousands of tourists walking past it every day. But something in it still calls, as if it's waiting, not just for a man, but for a generation that understands what it truly means. If this resonates with you, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell, because we're only beginning to uncover the Torah secrets hidden until now. Jerusalem is called the city bound together within itself. But what does that really mean? The sages say that behind its narrow streets and ancient stones lie invisible gates, spiritual portals that only open for those who can recognize them, and one of them is sealed, not with chains, but with silence. Psalm 122:3 says, Jerusalem, built as a city bound firmly together. The Zohar explains this binding is not merely physical, it's cosmic. The city is a reflection of the upper worlds, and each gate mirrors a divine reality. Some of these gates are visible, others are hidden until the appointed time. The Golden Gate is one of them. Most people walk past it without noticing, but for those who see with spiritual eyes, it almost breathes, waits, as if a prophecy is still holding back time right there. There's something in Jerusalem that cannot be explained in words, but the soul feels it, and that gate is part of it. If you feel this call that something greater is hidden in plain sight, connect with this channel. Here we uncover what centuries tried to bury. The East has always been more than a direction. In the biblical world, it represents origin, awakening, and return to the light. That's why so many spiritual events face the East, including the coming of the Messiah. But why? Genesis 2-8 says, And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, in the East. The Talmud, Bava Batra 25b, explains that the divine presence dwells in the East, and from there, final light will come. None of this is coincidence. The Golden Gate faces directly toward the Mount of Olives, the place where, according to Zechariah, the Messiah's feet will touch the earth. It's the only gate on the city's eastern wall, and it's sealed, as if heaven itself had declared, not yet. The East is the place of return, of spiritual dawn. If your soul is turning toward that call, it's already awakening. Stay with us. What comes from the east is not just light, it is redemption. East has always been more than a direction. In the biblical world, it represents origin, awakening, and a return to the light. That's why so many spiritual events occur facing east, including the coming of the Messiah. But why exactly? In Genesis 2-8, it is written, "And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, ... The Talmud, Bava Batra 25b, explains that the divine presence dwells in the east, and it is from there that the final light will come. None of this is coincidental. The Golden Gate faces the Mount of Olives, the place where, according to Zechariah, the Messiah's feet will touch the ground. It is the only gate on the east side of the city, and it is closed, as if heaven itself had made it clear, not yet. East is the place of return, of spiritual dawn. If your soul is turned toward this calling, it is because it has already begun to awaken. Stay with us. What comes from the east is not just light, it is redemption. An old legend says, whoever opens the Golden Gate will face the invisible forces guarding it. It's not just a gate, it's a spiritual threshold, marked by millennia of expectation and awe. And to this day, no one has dared break that seal. Zechariah 14:4 declares, "On that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, and he will enter Jerusalem." The Midrash Tanchuma teaches that the Messiah won't come through the obvious way, but through the one that's reserved, hidden, and sealed. Even when Jerusalem was conquered, destroyed, or rebuilt, this gate was never reopened. Why? Because the spiritual world still holds its claim. No political force has ever broken what was locked by prophecy. If even the mighty bow before a promise, maybe it's time to take that promise seriously. Something in that gate is waiting, and maybe somehow it's waiting for you too. In the 16th century, the Ottomans sealed the Golden Gate with heavy stone blocks. But the reason wasn't military, it was spiritual. They feared an ancient Jewish prophecy that the Messiah would enter through that gate. So they locked it shut. Ezekiel 43:4 says, "And the glory of the Lord entered the temple by the gate facing east." That glory, the sages say, will return with Messiah ben David, and those who fear it tried to block it with walls. They even built a Muslim cemetery in front of the gate as a spiritual barrier. Jewish priests cannot enter areas of impurity. The goal was to block the Messiah's path with ritual defilement. But this plan reveals something deeper. Even the enemies of Israel believe the prophecy is true. If they fear it, why do so many Jews and Christians sleep? Maybe the gate is shut, but our spiritual awareness can no longer remain locked. The Zohar doesn't describe the Messiah arriving with crowds. He will come like light upon the waters, silent, unexpected, and rising from the east. The gate will open in silence, and it will be seen only by hearts that are awake. As Zohar I 117a says, "In the time of the end, the King Messiah will rise from the hidden side, from the east, and reveal light where there was darkness." This means the eastern gate is more than stone. It's a symbol of the unseen, a threshold between worlds. The Golden Gate seems silent, but it holds a vibration. Those who pass by and quiet their minds can feel it. Something there watches, waits, measures time. And when the moment comes, there will be no announcement, only revelation. Do you feel something big is coming, but you can't explain it? That's the echo of the East. Stay alert. When the gate opens, it won't be seen with your eyes. It will be known by your soul. There's a spiritual tension around the Golden Gate, as if it's on watch. But what if it's also watching you? Not just waiting for the Messiah, but testing hearts. Song of Songs 5:2 says, I slept, but my heart was awake. The voice of my beloved is knocking. The sages say this is how the Messiah will come knocking, not forcing, waiting for the soul to rise and open. The gate, then, is not just physical. It's a mirror. It shows whether we're locked from within. Many live like spiritual tourists, taking pictures of prophecy, but never entering it. And so the gate remains closed. But if you feel the call, maybe your soul is being watched too. Maybe you're closer than you think. Subscribe. This channel doesn't just show the path, it awakens those already standing at the door. Some ancient scholars claim there's a mystical seal engraved above the Golden Gate, traces of Solomon's wisdom. They can't be easily read, but they carry a vibration that never fades. 1 Kings 6-7 mentions the temple was built with stones already prepared, without the sound of hammer or chisel. The Talmud says Solomon used secret formulas and holy names to shape matter in silence. Gates like these don't open with ordinary keys. Today, symbols are carved above the Golden Gate that no one can fully decipher. Some say they're Islamic. Others believe they're older. But all agree something was placed there to last until the end. If there is a seal, then there is a password. And it may be inside you in dreams and signs and feelings you can't ignore. Stay with us. This channel deciphers the unseen. Many believe that because the gate is shut, the prophecy failed. But a closed gate is also a promise waiting. God's time isn't measured in centuries, but in awakened souls. Isaiah 62:6 says, I have posted watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem. They will never be silent day or night. The Talmud teaches that every generation that doesn't see the temple rebuilt is as if they had destroyed it. But it also says there will be one that sees. The Golden Gate stands where it always has, and each passing day it's as if heaven whispers, there's still time, but not much. When it opens, it will be too late to prepare. That's why the watchmen are waking up now. Are you among the sleepers or among the spiritual sentinels? Subscribe and turn on the bell. This journey is for those who feel time is running out. The Talmud says the Messiah will only come when the last soul descends to earth. That means redemption doesn't depend only on external events, but on a sacred number of inner awakenings. Sanhedrin 98a teaches there's a treasury of souls waiting to be born. Every life matters. Every awakening has weight. The gate won't open with bombs or revolutions, but with light from within. If your soul is feeling something, even if you don't understand, it may be because you're part of that final generation. Maybe you're one of the keys heaven is still waiting to turn. A spark completing the count. If this video stirred you, don't ignore it. Subscribe, share it, and stay with us, because in the next episode we'll uncover something even deeper. The hidden code in the Zohar, about the end and the machines that imitate man.